Okay, so I just played Dragon Age Origins, and I also beat recently the Mass Effect trilogy. I haven't played Dragon Age 2 again yet, or Inquisition again yet. It's been a couple years, so that's not why. That's why they're not on the list. But this is supposed to be, a podcast style rant. That's why it's called Ronnie Rants. If you haven't noticed, that's my name. Including rant is also my name. It's in there, definitely. Anyways, yeah. Fucking just played Dragon Age Origins. Just beat it less than 2 hours ago. And then I got all these pictures put together. And I think that it's necessary that my input amongst the crowd of everybody else's, I should input mine. It's really important that my superior, objective, 100% true opinion is presented compared to everyone else's mid garbage takes. It's important that everyone knows that going in, that this is 100% factual and my opinion is right. Anyways, so yeah, just played Dragon Age Origins and so fucking good. Oh my, I used to like when I was a kid, I preferred Mass Effect. And now I'm 25, so I played Mass Effect when I was a kid when I was 12. And then I played Dragon Age Origins as well when I was a kid. Also, probably around the same time, BioWare, I had a BioWare thing going on, Dragon Age, and you got to play Mass Effect. When I was a kid, I much preferred Mass Effect. As an adult, dude, Dragon Age? Oh, fuck. It's so fucking good. Dragon Age Origins is really good. I haven't played 2 yet. I'm going to play 2 again. I don't even remember 2, honestly. I remember Varric being in it. I hate Varric. Varric is a shitty, uninteresting, boring, dumb fucking character who's just, everything he says just is fucking unnecessary. He's just an absolute slop fucking character. He's just your homie character and has no fucking purpose. I hate Varric so fucking much. I hate his voice. I hate how he fucking looks. I hate when he fucking talks to me. If I could boot him out of every fucking game, I would fucking boot his ass out of my fucking party every time. And he talks to his fucking Bianca. Makes me want to kill. I actually fucking hate Varric so fucking much. And it's a crime that he's a reoccurring character from in 2 Inquisition and the new one Veilguard. I don't know if it's still called Veilguard. I think it was called Dragon Age Solus or something. I don't know. They changed the name. But the new one, Dragon Age 4, I hate that Varric is in it. I fucking hate Varric. I hate Varric so fucking much. If there was a suicide mission, like in Mass Effect 2 in the Dragon Age series, I would go out of my way to get Varric killed. He's not on the tier list, though, but he would be an utter slop. Not at all related. That's why it's called Ronnie Rants, right? This is something you listen to when you're doing something more important, and then you just tune it out. Anyways, yeah, Origins, so fucking good. Dragon Age Origins is peak BioWare. I doubt anyone who worked on Origins still works at BioWare, which is a tragedy. I could be wrong. Haven't Googled it. Nor do I care to Google it. Doesn't really fucking matter. Because ideally, the principles of a company should be sustained through each employee, or through each generation of employees per game or content in general. If that's not what happens in practice, but anyways. Sorry, that tastes like Morgan pussy. Oh my god, Morgan. Oh my god. Fuck! Okay, so, yeah, okay, Alistair. So Dragon Age Origins, Alistair. He is, pretty good. He likes to express his emotions a little much. I think that makes me uncomfortable, and I don't know how to confront his every time he mentions fucking Duncan, he's like, oh, Duncan! It's a little painful. I don't want to hear you talk about fucking Duncan all the time, and I don't want you to talk about Duncan and immediately start being a bitch about it, okay? This game goes on for at least a couple months, and you only knew Duncan. Maybe, you could argue that, 6 months is a lot of time, because that's how long Alistair's a warden. It's like 6 months when you become recruited. Something like that. So fucking, yeah, he's just a little bitch about Duncan, but everything else, dude, Alistair, top tier. Not top tier, but A tier. You know, he's like a super homie. I think if I had to choose to romance somebody in the org, that's not true. Okay, I just saw. Oh my god, I've heard his name. Oh my goodness, Xantar, Zevrar, the fuck, Zevron. I think his name's Zevron. I'm terrible with names, but I know who he is. I could draw you a picture of him from memory, but I couldn't tell you what his name. Anyways, I was gonna say Alistair for romancing. You know, I think Alistair. Yeah, if I had to pick a romance partner and I could only pick a man, it wouldn't be Alistair. So I don't know why I went on that tangent. That's why it's called Ronnie Rants, guys. That's why it's called. I said the name in the title. I said the title in the thing. But yeah, no, Alistair, top tier, great homie. Has a pretty interesting background. And it helps his character be more interesting because it is integral to the game. Now, if you haven't played this fucking game and you're going to go, spoilers, this game's been out for like 15 years. Now, maybe you're new to Dragon Age and you just finished like Inquisition, or you saw the Vilgard ads and you're looking to get into Dragon Age Origins. Okay, that makes some sense to be like, oh, spoilers. But spoilers are a myth and it's fucking stupid. And if you think a spoiler ruins something, that product has already failed. It's a piece of shit product if a spoiler makes you not play it. But Alistair, you know, big component, you can choose not to have him become king. I'll just say it, you know, because he's, you know, what's his name's fucking kid. You can choose to have him become king, and that adds a really interesting end game dynamic, because the conversations that you have at the end of the game when you're in I'm so bad with names. When you're in the final castle area, in the top right of the map, you know, top right. To you, I'm pointing on the left probably, yeah. Top right. Anyways, is it logring? Lore thing? Doesn't matter. It's really it's interesting because it presents some more depth to a possibly uninteresting encounter when you finally get to the end of the game to prevent the Civil War. And the ending has so many different outcomes, even though it's only at the end of the game and those outcomes can't really be lived. Sort of like, oh my god, fuck. What the fuck's his name? This guy with my mouse is on. You know, the fact that you can recruit him, despite him being the game's subplot antagonist, is really interesting. It's really cool that you can kind of play that out. Anyways, yeah, Alistair, pretty great. I think I spent a lot of time rambling. So that took me 8 minutes just to talk about one fucking, and it wasn't even cohesive at all. So yeah, Alistair, great. He's a good homie. He complains too much about Duncan. He's really does add some interesting depth to the story, and also he's a great lore. He's really good at giving you lore that isn't a lore dump. You know, you talk to him and you ask about the Chantry, his life as a Templar, and it gives you some insight into lyrium and how the Chantry uses lyrium to essentially make the Chantry pretty much pimps out the Templars, gives them, like, pays them in crack, and then bitches come back for more, and they keep working there until they get absolute fucking brain rot, and they just get that, like, sunken cheek look, that sunken face that is... Anyways, yeah, Alistair, top tier. Liliana, I've got some mixed feelings. I feel like she is the standard romance option in Dragon Age, at least in the first one. Because I know she reappears in Inquisition. But yeah, she's fine. She has pretty cool background, and because she's from, I think she's from Orlais. I could be wrong. She's from out of Ferelden. Dude, I'm so bad with fucking names. But she's, you know, a foreigner, and that's interesting because she gives you some insight into that. Yes, I think she's a foreigner. Might be fucking wrong. So she is in my party throughout the game, but she was kind of like my. She's pretty bottom of my pick list. So my party always had, Morgan, Alistair, and then it had Sten, or it had Zevran. And before I got Zevran, I actually used Liliana quite a bit, and I didn't actually do Liliana's personal quest, like her what do they call it, a Mass Effect loyalty quest. I didn't do her loyalty mission, which I think was a huge mistake now that I've Googled it, because it provides a lot more depth to her character, and you're really missing out on her potential because you didn't get to pick if she gets hardened, what people call it, or if she becomes just still a moral saint. I think that's why I'm not a huge fan of her, is that she's kind of she's very, very morally righteous. She's fine. I think that she's a solid homie. She's definitely not forgettable. She's only forgettable if you don't do her companion quest and don't talk to her, which I think is a problem because she's very boring until you get to talk to her. You have to really go beyond her face value. I mean, next is Morgan. Like, come on. Oh, also, fucking Liliana is kind of nuts. She's got that friend that is in her voice that talks to her or talked to her. She kind of Liliana reminds me of somebody who would, I'll put Morgan back. Liliana reminds me of somebody who looks at the fucking stars and goes, I'm an Aquarius, and I hear the stars talking to me. It's a little nuts, a little crazy. She's really nice. There's a person I know in real life that's like that. Very nice, but come on. Get that shit out of here. Get that fucking nonsense out of here. Once you're dead, you're fucking dead. And that brings us to Morgan. Top tier fucking waifu. Honestly, probably the best romance out of the entire BioWare cast. I probably should have saved her for last or first. You're supposed to start like a portfolio, best first and then like your second best last. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Morgan, fucking top fucking tier. She is so interesting because she's not part of the Magi circle, and she is once again a great representation of the world without giving you a lore dump. The way that this game tells you the history and the lore of the world is vastly superior to, I think, any fucking game I've ever played. It's so good at giving you information without them giving you information, where they just spoon feed it to you. Mass Effect, for example, it starts off and it talks about the moon or Mars, and on the other side of Mars, on the dark side of the Mars, there's an ancient Prothean relic, and this advanced humanity 1,000 years, and that's what allowed us to become a spacefaring species. You could have told me that in the game. Like, that wasn't important. That's just a lore dump that serves no fucking purpose. Also, at the beginning of Mass Effect, I have a very negative opinion of Mass Effect since I've replayed it as an adult, as a big kid. At least in the lore, and not the lore, sorry. The lore is great. At least in the narrative storytelling of Mass Effect, I don't like the main story. It's pretty fucking shit. Not what's important. But yes, Morgan is great. Alistair is great. Liliana is even great, for they all give you incredible detail into your world, into their world, and into the factions that they belong to. Again, Alistair is part of the Templars. What's her name is part of the Chantry, but she's also a bard. You can keep talking to her to figure that out. And that's not quite as simple. You might be thinking of bard in D&D, where they just play music and somehow you tell someone that they're ugly and then they kill themselves. What's that called? Vicious mockery or something. Anyways, then Morgan is fantastic because she is an Alithakarum. She's a unregistered mage, essentially. She's undocumented. She's an alien, a legal alien of mages. Anyways, Morgan's great. She is not just there to... Like, she clearly has her own incentive to exist. And I think that's something that is unique to almost the entire Dragon Age companions. You know, they have more going on in their life. You know, unlike Ashley Williams, who is just, she's just like there. Ashley, Caden is just there. Garrus, people don't like shitting on Garrus. Garrus fucking sucks. Garrus is, I look at him and I'm like, oh, Garrus is my boy. But in reality, he doesn't, nothing about him changes. No matter what you do, and he's just, he's almost like a shepherd. He is a shepherd simp. He just doesn't fucking, he won't resist you. Unlike Rex, who if you fuck over the Krogan species, he's gonna try and gut you. He will, if you betray him in Mass Effect 3, he tries to kill you. If you betray him in Mass Effect 1, not really sort of betray, he might kill you. But then you can use a charisma check. And then also if you get his armor. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're just... They exist outside of... They exist outside of your gameplay. They lived before, and they continue to live on afterwards in their own universe. I'm just looking to see what the time... It's been 16 minutes. I only talked about 3 people. And again, I think that it's been incoherent. And I am not going to edit this. Fuck that. It's just not worth it. I mean, who fucking cares? And if anyone watches this, their opinion will be improved and enlightened by my superior takes. But, whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm just ranting about this game because no one that I know has played this game, at least not recently, and they wouldn't be able to, there would be no conversation like this. So instead of talking to myself like a crazy person, I then record myself talking to myself, and it makes it more acceptable because that's how that works. Duh. Yeah, Morgan's awesome. Oh my god, I want to have her babies. I want her to sit on my face. She's just smart, capable, and awesome. I 100% killed her fucking mom. I forget her name. Oh my god. Morgan's the child of something with an L, maybe. Oh my god. The old fucking bag, okay? I fucking killed that fucking dirty fucking old lady. Fucking bitch. I'll kill her in the next game. I know she's back in Inquisition. I'll kill her every time I can. Anything for Morgan. Anyways, yeah, whatever. This dwarf guy... So he's probably the least interesting companion in the whole game. He plays a pretty good big part in going into. I mean, he does play it. He's part of. He kind of forks himself into that mission of going into the deep roads when you're in. What's it called? I wrote this down because my end game. Orzammar, that's what it's called. Orzammar it's not looking good. He sucks. He's just a fucking drunk. Honestly, I don't know if he's slop. I think that might be a little too cruel. I think he belongs to maybe forgettable because he's not garbage. He's just so boring. Not interesting. He's just a drunk who is obviously grieving. I just didn't want to talk to him. Perhaps I should honestly put in forget/miss recruitment because I just didn't fucking care for him that I kicked him out of the party. I took off all his shit so he was naked. I took his fucking stupid flask equipment thing and I just got rid of him. And he's like, okay, fuck you. It's like, yeah, fuck you, you fucking dog. I'll fucking destroy you. Yeah, he's just fucking boring. I don't even know what his fucking name is. He's fucking boring as fuck. Same with his rock lady. I think she's unforgettable. She wasn't terrible. And I think that's my fault. I went to Orzammar before recruiting her because I kind of assumed that the DLC would be, end game content. That's not the case. You should recruit her as soon as possible, so that you can go to Orzammar and get the most out of her character. That's why I'm putting her in. I don't even think I should. Like, I feel bad for putting her in Forgettable because I didn't really get a chance to talk. She's also like not that interesting to talk to, even though I didn't go to Orzammar or whatever. She just is like, oh, you're a human and that's so lame, and you're not as squishy as other humans, are you? And I want to squish chickens. She's just a stupid character. Actually, no, she's fucking slob. She's a fucking stupid character, and I can't imagine her meeting the Orzammar Paragon, not what's her name, but the other guy that becomes a fucking rock. I can't imagine that being that interesting. I'm sure it's not. Yeah, I don't know. Who fucking cares? She's just an afterthought. Sten, dog. Sten is awesome. I also want to say that this is an order, by the way. So it's like left to right, left being best, right being worst per category. So in A, like solid, actually I might put Sten in front of Liliana. So, so that's clear. Oh, if people are listening to this, I doubt that they are, but if you just have headphones on, currently I have Morrigan as an S tier, so wood romance. In A tier, great, solid, says solid, great friend. I got Alistair, Sten, Liliana. Currently B, which is in forgettable category. No one's there. And then there's utter slop, which is C, which is got the dwarf guy and the rock lady. And then forgot or missed the recruitment. So I fucked up, didn't recruit them. That's only happened in one character, which is the lady after Sten, that I'll talk about. But actually also Logain. I forgot about Logain too. Anyways, not important. Sten. Fucking awesome. Really interesting and a very, very unique character. The Mass Effect races are all so human that it makes them less unique, whereas the Quinari behave quite robotic and very different. Robotic by my standard, and they're really an interesting group. And I think he's the only Quinari in the game that you can converse with. I'm trying to remember. So there are Quinaris that you fight. They're kind of like Krogan, sort of, where they're cell swords, but it's not true. Anyways, Sten is really interesting. He's really great. He's very unique. And I think that adds a lot of value to his character because he is really your only input, your only way of understanding the Quinaris in Origins. He's really great. I thought he was a really interesting character. Very, once you get a sword, I think that was an interesting concept, like to be so attached to something and for that one object to be of such great social importance to then kill everybody that saved you. Pretty neat. I think it was obviously that's a bit of a red flag. But yeah, I think he's pretty great. If you could, I don't know if you can romance him, but I would argue that he would be a potentially super interesting romance. I don't know if the Quinari are that horny. I don't know if they're similar to Morden, where he's a Solarian and Solarians just aren't into that, and they're scheduled matings. They're organized, right? And it's less about your horniness and more about cultural or social organization of who gets to pump their seed into who. It doesn't matter. I think Sten could have been a really interesting romance for the ladies. But that isn't the case. Sten is solid. He's just an interesting guy. Even though he doesn't have too much, it feels like he doesn't have too much to say, but everything he says has lots of value. That's sort of how I would sum up Sten. Very serious, very awesome. This lady, I'm gonna put her. I put her in forget or missed. The conversations I had were fine. When I did the Circle of Magi, I brought Morgan with me. Morgan, because she's a mage and that's interesting. I also brought Alistair and Liliana for this, because Liliana's part of the Chantry, so maybe there's some interesting overlay that could go on there. Anyways, I killed her. Morgan said something. I don't even remember how it went down. Morgan said something, and this bitch was like, she's unregistered. She's a wild mage. And then she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you before you get in there. So I put her down like a fucking dog. And I would do it again, honestly. Don't fucking bitch. I love that Dragon Age is consistent with its bigotry. I'm giving that quotations, intense quotations. Because it's not like people don't go, oh my goodness, the elves are slaves. That's so terrible. Oh my god, they're disenfranchised. It's not something that people care about in the game. It's not a really big subject, which makes the game more interesting. It's sort of like whenever people talk about, in a historical context, it's like, oh my god, it's so terrible that these people had slaves. And for the standard of that time, it was commonplace. And that's just throughout all of history. It's very recent that people don't have fucking slaves. And whatever. The point is that I'm making is that, the people who are with the Chantry and who are Templars are very, they align with the beliefs and they don't stray from that belief. They commit to it. If you go to get the ashes and you break the urn, Liliana, as well as this lady, they're like, dude, we're gonna kill you. I can't believe you just destroyed the ashes. You're fucking nuts. And they'll betray you. I know that she won't betray you if you do a charisma check and then also harden her. But the point is that they're consistent with their morality, and you can't just charisma your way out of it. You can't just be, oh, I have a fucking 40 charisma. I got 40 cunning plus the 4 charisma thingies, skills, and therefore I'm free of my consequences. I hate that. I actually totally not related to Dragon. It is sort of, but more so related to Mass Effect. The power of like the Paragon and Renegade, the power of picking, the persuasion or intimidation, which is what that is. Paragon and Renegade are just rebranded nonsense. I fucking hate it. It just detracts from your actual choices that you could be making prior to the conversations. It just sucks. I fucking hate, people don't actually like Renegade and Paragon, okay? You just like the dialogue choices that come along with them, right? It's not that you like Paragon and Renegade bars, the stupid fucking bars that you have to assign your character to. No, you think that it's really funny that I can push this guy out a window after he gives me attitude. Or you can punch a reporter. It's not that you just like the choices, not the system that the choices accompanies. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, this lady, I killed her because she tried to kill Morgan, and I was like, get over yourself, you dumb cunt. So she's dead. This guy? Oof. Zentran? His name's too hard for me. Zevran? I think it's Zevran. He's awesome. He's a great, what time is it? Dude, 30 minutes. Whew, I really started to pick up the pace. Fuck. Dude, oh my god. He's just, I think that the recruitment is very dumb. Like, he tries to assassinate you, and he's like, oh, well, I failed my mission, so if I go back and they find out I failed, then they'll kill me anyways. Perhaps the idea that he never had the choice to join the Zentarum. Is it the Zentarum, or is that in Dragon D&D? Anyways, it's just I think his recruitment is pretty stupid and not that interesting. It's pretty dumb. But of course, I didn't kill him because it's a companion, and you can talk to the companion and get to know them, and it's a bummer to cut out that entire content, all that content, just because it makes more sense to do that. Makes more sense to kill him, but you end up losing that extra character, because he's a interesting guy. He did try and lay the moves, but Morgan said no. So I said no. Or actually, he also says that I can't. You can't have both. Oh, okay. So Liliana. Okay, we'll put Liliana before him because Liliana will have a threesome with you, with the pirate lady who's in Dragon Age 2. Not important. Yeah, he's great. He's just he has a interesting kind of personality. He's not annoying. I don't even know what to talk about him, honestly. He might just be unforgettable because I don't know what to say about him. He's interesting. But I don't know, it feels like when you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign and there's 4 of you already playing and you have a dungeon master and then one of your friends says, I would love to play with you guys. No problem. We'll get you in here. And then they try and come up with this reason why they join the party. That's what this guy is. He's just kind of just in there. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his origin. I do think, though, him as a character is solid. I'll move on from him. I don't think he's forgettable. But anyways, dude, I mean, as a companion, so obviously he's... Again, he's more of an antagonist than the archdemon because he's there all the time. But, I killed him. He's dead. So, again, Forgotten/Missed. Maybe I should put Forgotten, Missed, or Killed, before recruitment because those 2 died. I killed those 2 those potential homies were put down. I didn't mean to, though. So when you can recruit Logain, it's at the end of the game, first of all, which is a bit of a bummer. He suffers probably from the Legion paradox. That's what I'm calling it. Where Legion could have been really cool, but by the time you get Legion, the game is over. And also, Legion, there's a time restraint. So if you want to play with Legion, you have to just say fuck off to everybody else on your ship, and then move on. Even though that doesn't... I mean, the only people that I would actually care to save from Mass Effect 2 that are the additional people is not your helper lady, because she just dies anyways in the 3rd game, but the 2 Australians or whatever, New Zealanders, I don't fucking know, down in the quarters, down where Tally hangs out. Anyways, yeah, he's just so late in the game. If you recruit him, I didn't get to recruit him. He died. And it feels so... So we ended up doing trial by combat with him. And he just changes his mind. You beat him in combat, and he goes, oh, Warden, you are such a great fighter. I am no longer interested in this petty squabbling. You're such a Chad. And then he just is like, okay, I'm done. What? That's such a change of heart so quickly. Perhaps that's like a cultural thing that I'm not understanding or whatever, but he just gets his ass beat. I beat his fucking ass. And then he just changes his mind. Anyways, I tried to recruit him. Alistair said, are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking insane? Kill this guy. And then I said, okay. So I killed him. He's dead. But, yeah, Dragon Age companions overall are, I think, a solid bunch. I mean, I'm missing 2 because they're dead. But, really, really good. Like, the ones that are good are very, very good. Top dogs. Absolute pog champs. I'm debating right now if I should just cut this into Dragon Age Origins companions and then hop into Mass Effect companions because the list is longer. How long is this video? It's like 34 minutes of me ranting incoherently. So I'll do a summary perhaps to really just drag this out longer. So Morgan is an S tier. Morgan's great. She is a fantastic window into the world of magic and the world of mages who are not are not belonging to the circle. I hope that S sound didn't sound too terrible when I made that weird noise. And she's just she's witty if you romance her. And she's morally gray, which makes her just automatically more interesting. I think that's a problem of my generation. We're very interested in that. I seem to say, like, that's my assumption, or it's what I'm perceiving from others. Sort of, it's similar to how you have now the gray Jedi. That defeats the point of Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but Star Wars is black and white. You know, dark side, light side. There is no in between. Until now. So, yeah, Morgan's great. Alistair, fantastic. He's a really strong. He is a great buddy. I think that a lot of these games have your buddy companion, and that's what Alistair is, and he's good. He's a good buddy companion. You really can't go wrong with Alistair. And he's also just he's not a shit unit either. I think that, I mean, they all can be good if you build them right. Anyways, whatever. Sten, he is also a homie. A bit meaner of a homie. Not a buddy, but maybe like a distant bro. I almost want to, I know I put them in order. I don't want to make if you make too many tiers, it then just becomes stupid. But I would even put in, between A and B, a separate tier for pretty much everyone after Alistair. So, Stan, Liliana, and Zed. I can't remember his fucking name. Zed. Anyways, whatever. I'm actually not going to do a recap because the only people that matter are Morgan. Morinth is her mother's name. Yeah, I'll kill Morinth every time. Or is Morinth the name of Samara's kid? I can't. Or are they both named that? I don't know. Yeah, this is my Dragon Age summary. Dragon Age is awesome. I think Dragon Age Origins is the best. Sorry, I said I think, as if it's an opinion. No, this isn't an objective truth. The story, the narrative, and the characters of Dragon Age Origin are superior to that of all other BioWare products. Just absolute Sugoi. Really fucking good. I can't think of... Yeah, no, it's really, really, really good. The gameplay is dog shit. Every Dragon Age game has dog shit gameplay. So fucking bad. Probably the worst gameplay that I fucking hated. I hate it so much. It's so fucking shit. And at some point I was playing on hard for like a while, and I was like, this is fucking shit. So I just put it on easy, and then still it was just it's so fucking boring. It's just, I hate it. I hate it so much. So this game is, Dragon Age Origins. It's like a 10 out of 10, but the gameplay is such a fucking slog. I hate it. I hate it so much. Before playing Origins, I was playing Inquisition a little bit. The gameplay in Dragon Age is so fucking utter shit. It is so shit. So absolute fucking stinky. I fucking hate it. But the world is pretty strong and unique in a dark fantasy world, although the Darkspawn are kind of just like Lord of the Rings goblin boys. They're just, they come from the earth, and they're bad and evil. They're an ancient evil. Like, kind of stupid. But every other component around the Darkspawn is strong and interesting, and so it offsets that slop kind of generic dark fantasy evil is on its way, and you have to unite all the races, all these people into one army. It's just, I don't know. Maybe because I played Mass Effect and it's the exact same plot almost identical. You know, the big evil bad is on the way. You have to unite your forces now to battle. Dude, I'm losing my voice. I don't really talk that much anymore. It's kind of sad, and it's starting to hurt a little bit. Dude, 40 minutes. I'm thinking now, can I just drag this out to an hour? I won't do that. Yeah, Dragon Age Origins, fantastic game. I cannot recommend it enough. I've been kind of on a old game adventure, kind of moving backwards and playing older stuff. I think the oldest game I've played so far is Star Control 2, which is super good, better than Mass Effect. I would argue the story, the main plot, way better. Not quite the same tone of game, but Star Control 2 or Urquhart Masters, same game. Play that. It's really fucking good. If you like Mass Effect or just really strong writing in games, the gameplay is fucking shit. Which is just an unfortunate reality of narrative-heavy games. Just shitty fucking gameplay. Which is why I like Telltale. They just circumvent the shitty gameplay and just give you, here's a story and you can kind of interact. Anyways, yeah, fuck. Whew, it's called Ronnie Rant. It's called Ronnie Rant for a reason, guys. This is Ronnie Rant checking out. Yeah, no, great game. A solid cast of characters. I would definitely play it again. I only play games, though. If I've played it once, I'll wait like 10 years to play it again. It's probably been 10 years. I'm 25. I probably played this game when I was 15 or something like that. The game crashes all the fucking time. I don't know why. Sometimes it's totally fine, and then all of a sudden, it'll just fucking die. Like the main last city area, textures weren't loading right, and it was just shit. Also, I had my monitor, which is 1440 p, 1440 pixels. Anyways, monitor size, and it was fine. But then all of a sudden, the action bar, the quick action bar, stopped. It just fucking moved into the wrong spot on the fucking screen, and then you can't even put your abilities on it, and it's just doesn't fucking work. So half the game was played in 1440. The other half of the game was played in 1080p on the 1440 monitor because it just stopped working. So, it's an older game. It suffers from some technical issues. I even verified to make sure the integrity of the game was fine, and it was. The game's a little fucking old, and the gameplay is shit. But the story is more important to me, and I will suffer the utter slop of the shitty gameplay to enjoy the universe and companions. And that's where I'll leave this off. Have a wonderful day, and make good choices, all right? I don't know how to end this. I think that was almost a perfect ending, but I ruined it by continuing to talk. So I gotta go pee right now. So there you go. Go to the washroom, all right?